Hello and welcome to World News here on TVP World. I'm Anna Kalczyńska. And we begin with a major development in the Middle East. Israel has carried out strikes on Iran, targeting its nuclear facilities, ballistic missile factories, and military commanders.
Israel says the Friday morning assaults were aimed at preventing Tehran from assembling an atomic weapon. Iran's Revolutionary Guards announced that its top commander, Hossein Salami, was killed, while the state broadcaster reported the unit's headquarters in Tehran had been hit. Local media reported explosions at the country's main uranium enrichment plant in Natanz in central Iran. The country's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said that Israel had unleashed its wicked and bloody hand in a crime against Iran, and that it would be dealt, quote, a bitter fate for itself.
Israel says the strikes were aimed at destroying Iran's nuclear program and taking out key military targets. And these included properties in and around Tehran, where residents are reported to have spotted Israeli jets. Iranian state television says residential areas were hit, with civilians, including children, killed in the attacks. This, however, has not been independently verified. Strikes were also reported south of the capital at the country's main nuclear enrichment plant in Natanz and in nearby Isfahan and Iraq. In the north, attacks were also reported in and around Tabriz, which hosts a nuclear research center, and 2 military bases. Commenting on the operation against Iran, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz says that his country is at a critical juncture and a defining moment in history. Katz says that now is a crucial moment to thwart Iran's nuclear capabilities, which, according to him, threaten Israel's very existence.
This is a defining moment in the history of the State of Israel and in the history of the Jewish people. Tonight, the IDF is launching an operation against the head of the Iranian octopus in order to thwart its capabilities and remove the threats of annihilation from the State of Israel. Upon entering office, I defined the thwarting of Iran's nuclear program as a top priority. Iran is more determined than ever to realize its vision of destroying Israel. We are at a critical juncture. If we miss it, we will have no way to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon that threatens our existence. We have dealt with Iran's proxies over the past year and a half, but now we are dealing with the snake's head itself. The IDF has built over many years, and especially in recent months, exceptional capabilities in intelligence and operations, in both defense and offense, that enable us to effectively confront the major challenges ahead.
A Tehran resident says that there must be a crushing response to the Israeli airstrikes on Iran. Here are some reactions to the attack from residents of the Iranian capital.
In my opinion, as an Iranian, there must be a crushing response, a reciprocal one. How much longer should we live in fear?
Israel is struggling with its last breath to achieve something, but still it won't succeed. These are its final breaths.
They want to take away our nuclear capability. That's unacceptable. So many scientists have worked hard for this. We achieved it ourselves. And now they want to take it from us. You can't approach this gently, letting Israel scare women and children like this, so we end up like Gaza. Iran must destroy it. They must do something. At the very least, it shouldn't be given a chance to act.
Israel has good reasons to strike Iran, says security expert Nico Lange. In an interview with TVP World, Lange said that Europe should learn its lessons from the current conflicts taking place around the world.
Israel has good reason to take action against Iran. Iran was financing proxies against Israel. Iran is not stopping in their nuclear program. So I understand Israel's motivation, but the question still is, how will Iran react? Will Iran try to strike US facilities? Will there be a wider war in the Middle East? So I'm having many of the same questions that everybody's having right now. Trump came into office with this illusion, oh, I do a little bit here and a little bit there, and then there will be a quick fix, and then there will be deals. but we will see ongoing conflict. And I think for us Europeans, it means how can we be strong? How can we influence the situation? How can we not only talk or express wishes to the world?
Oil prices surged more than 9% on Friday as heightened tension in the Middle East raised fears over disruption to oil supplies.
Brent crude futures jumped more than $6 to $75.65 a barrel. Friday's gains were the largest intraday moves for benchmark oil contracts since Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine caused energy prices to spike. Some oil traders in Singapore say it is still too early to confirm whether the strikes will affect Middle East oil shipments, as it will depend on how Iran retaliates and if the US intervenes.
We still have many issues to overcome, said Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić when discussing Serbia's EU pathway. The statement came during GLOBSEC's forum underway in Prague, where policymakers, politicians and private industry representatives gathered to discuss some of the most pressing issues currently facing the European continent. Our defense correspondent, Zuzanna Jurek, is on site. Good morning, Zuzanna. So what did Vučić say about the obstacles Serbia faces on the EU accession path?
Good morning, Anya. So one of the key obstacles which he mentioned is obviously the rule of law, which has been a huge issue for Serbia to overcome. Additionally, he mentioned the issue of Kosovo's independence. On that issue, he did say that it's not just Belgrade which has failed to recognize its independence, but other countries also. These capitals included Bucharest and Athens. Additionally, he did mention a slightly more domestic issue of Pristina. Now, apart from those, he did also touch upon one of the key issues which has been a contention between the EU and Serbia, and that is Serbia's proximity to Russia, namely Russia's supplies to Serbia or Russian gas supplies to Serbia. He did say that as much as Serbia has tried to overcome this dependency, it is likely to remain in place until for the next 6 to 7 years. Additionally, he did also talk about one of the key issues, which is Serbia's relation to Ukraine. He did say that, and I quote, as much as Russia has been a traditional ally, Ukraine is also of a strategic importance, and they have a pragmatic approach to the country. Additionally, Vučić also addressed one of the key domestic issues which has plagued Serbia, and that is the ongoing student protests that have been underway for the last 7 months, with the student protesters demanding early elections. On that point, he did say, which he has also said in the past, that they will get new elections by 2027, which is when they've been originally scheduled. Back to you in the studio for now.
Zuzanna Jurek from Prague at the GLOBSEC Forum. Thank you so much, Zuzanna. Russian independent media outlet Mediazona has confirmed the identities of over 110,000 soldiers killed in Ukraine. This comes as Russian losses in Ukraine surpass 1 million, marking a milestone in a 3-year-long war. A complete list of 111,387 Russian military personnel killed in Ukraine has been published in a report by Mediazona in a collaboration with the BBC's Russian service. The report covers the period from February 24, 2022 to June 6, 2025. Meanwhile, total Russian losses in Ukraine have surpassed 1 million. The estimate includes those killed, captured, wounded and missing. According to experts, this shows that Russia has gained ground in Ukraine at the cost of heavy casualties. 5 children have been brought back to Ukraine from Russia and Russian-occupied territory and reunited with their families. This is thanks to Bring Kids Back UA initiative started by Ukrainian president.
We are fulfilling the president's mission aimed at bringing back every Ukrainian child, said presidential office head Andriy Yermak while announcing the good news on Thursday. According to estimates, at least 20,000 Ukrainian children have been abducted by Russia and sent to Russian-controlled areas of Ukraine or to Russia itself. Only 1,359 children have so far been brought back home.
It is important for Poland to engage the EU in the issues of aspiring countries such as Ukraine and Moldova, Poland's interior minister said ahead of the meeting of 27 EU ministers in Luxembourg on Friday. Minister Tomasz Siemoniak also spoke about internal controls, stressing that Poland opposes such procedures.
It's important for the Polish political agenda to constantly engage the European Union in the issues of aspiring countries that are very important strongholds. Ukraine is at war with Russia. Moldova is also defending democracy and its European values. We want to strongly emphasize that we do not agree to internal controls. Let's do everything to ensure the tightness of external borders, and let's not squander this achievement, which is one of the highest values of the European Union.
Poland has launched an information campaign aimed at countering Belarusian disinformation about getting into the EU through Polish borders. The campaign, launched in 8 countries, has one message: the Polish border is well protected. The information campaign was launched in Afghanistan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, Iraq, Pakistan, Egypt and Kenya. It also states clearly that the right to asylum has been suspended in Poland, meaning most who wind up at the Polish border will be refused entry. This is another of a string of measures Poland has employed to keep its border secure in the face of illegal migration, including a buffer zone and the East Shield initiative. And that's all in this edition of World News. Thank you so much for being with us here on TVP this morning. And please stay tuned to TVP World for more continuous information. So thank you so much for being here.